A simple test may contain questions, responses, scores, and reports. As you get into more sophisticated versions of a test, there may be other options that you need. One of those could be setting up custom norm groups. So I have set up a test that contains questions. As you can see here, we have a list of questions, scores, a handful of scores, and then we have a couple of custom reports, or a summary report or out-of-box report, uh, and a custom report. If we wanted to get a little bit more advanced and set up norms, you can do that easily by clicking on Define Norms. So the easiest example to think about is, what if you're giving a test to line workers in a manufacturing company? You're also giving that same test in a different implementation, maybe to line managers or supervisors. And then this is just a really fantastic test, and you can also deliver it to the executives of a company. And this is not a class-based sort of thing, but you would expect executives would score higher if it's maybe a cognitive ability test than line workers would, just by the nature of the role and the requirements of the role. So let's finish this, and you can apply it to other parts of your test. So we have a scoring key set up here that has some total points, and then we have a band score. We say, I want you to look up what percentile this person is in based on what they got on their overall raw score. This is where norms become really handy. Perhaps for line workers, if you score between 1 and 28, that's a fail result. If you score between 29 and 68 or 69, it's approved with reservation, meaning, hey, this is an okay score, but you may want to dig into this a little more. And then from 70 to 100, we pass them. We say, hey, they're good to go. They passed the test, in air quotes. For this exact same score, you may have a different evaluation of a supervisor. So perhaps instead of 1 to 28, a supervisor from 1 to 45 is a fail. And then from 46 to maybe 70 is recommend with reservation, or whatever we had on the last one. And then the scoring for the high end is from 71 to 100, and that's pass. So we can see the line worker up to 28 they failed, but they start getting approved with or recommended with reservation at 29. For the supervisor, it starts at 46. And we can imagine for the executive, we might have a similar thing. So we could set up our ranges to be 80 to 100, 1 to maybe 55, and then 56 to 79. And then we can do the same entries: fail, reservation, and we would want to make these all the same, but I'm kind of screaming through them for the purposes of demonstration. So now we have 3 different ranges. As you take this test and finish this test, when you get a score, you can score it against the executive norm, the line worker norm, or the supervisor norm, and we give you that capability at assignment as an administrator. So that's just a quick snapshot of how to apply norms into scores and enrich your test with varying values based on the group that you're trying to assess.